Welcome back. It's the morning.
It's the morning.
We're switching it up. We're doing coffee podcasts today.
Yeah, we're both morning people, I think.
Yeah. I think maybe a different vibe. We need a little.
Yeah. I feel like some people, it would blow their mind that we're like, oh, yeah, we're going to get up a little bit earlier to do this in the morning. But for us, I'd rather do it in the morning than
Yeah. Last
at
night at
night.
8:30, I was like, I'm ready for bed. I can't, I'm
hmm
tired. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've always been a morning person. I remember one time when I was like 10 or something, mom came to check on me at 9 a.m. because I wasn't up yet. And she was like, I was just nervous. I don't know. I must have been growing or something because I slept in, but always
Me
between
too.
7 and 8, I was up on the weekends as a teenager, even.
I mean, I can sleep in, but I've always been like a up and at 'em kind
Hmm.
of person. Although I feel like the last couple years I could fall back asleep, but Jenna, my best friend growing up, like still will send the videos and memes of one dog who's just like "Dit, dit, dit,"
Hmm.
and then another
Hmm.
one who looks like they are so disheveled and she's like us in the morning.
Yeah, I remember sleeping
Complete
over
opposite.
someone's house in high school and then being like, "Oh my gosh, you're up at the butt crack of dawn."
Yeah, like why
And
do
they
you
were
have
like,
so much energy?
and all my friends would sleep until noon, and I would be, what am I gonna
Yeah,
do?
I know. First one awake, always. Yeah,
So
and I
I didn't really stay at people's houses too much because I was always awake in someone else's house with their mom.
fair. That's the fun part of the morning.
We're going to talk about first jobs today.
Yeah, because Lily got her first job.
I
Our
know,
niece.
and such a cool one. Working at a
Yeah,
coffee shop doesn't get cooler.
yeah. So she texted in the group chat that she got her first paycheck. And so, yeah, I was like reminiscing on my first job.
Hmm.
And Lily's 14. Well, not yet.
Yeah,
Wait, how old am I?
n-
No, she's
no,
14.
she'll be 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what was your first job?
Bernie's Pretzels.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So Jimmy worked there, our brother. Um, and Aunt Margaret was friends with them.
hmm
Yeah, so, but I didn't work there for super long because I played softball every waking moment of the day, usually. So this was during the school year, I think. I would work on the weekends. And I mostly worked the register. I wanted so bad to be the person that was twisting the pretzels because they looked so cool doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, but they were like masters of their craft.
I
So
used to love watching that.
yeah, they're not going to let the, 15-year-old nobody get in there.
Okay.
And then my next job after that was Starbucks.
Oh, yeah. I remember when you worked at
I
Starbucks.
worked there for a long time. It was a great
I
job.
I liked when you worked there.
Yeah.
You had a different way of making hot chocolate.
Yeah, more vanilla than
Yeah.
mocha. It tastes like a marshmallow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot about Starbucks.
Yeah. So those were my first two jobs that probably catapulted me into the service industry more after that. But what was yours?
So, I mean, in high school, I babysat,
Hmm.
for cousins, family friends. Well, because like Jim and Katie had friends that had kids at that time.
Hmm.
Um, and so that was really all I did in high school because I played softball constantly, and couldn't. Dad's thing, which I commend him for, and agree with. If I realize this is a privilege, but his thing when I was in high school was like, and in college was softball is your job right now.
Hmm.
Like you are, you know, committing yourself to this and getting a scholarship to college.
Hmm.
So like that I can cover, your gas and things like that for whatever you would want to work for. And
Hmm.
so I didn't have a job, a, you know, like paycheck kind of job in high school, but I did when I got to college, I qualified for work study. And so my freshman year anyway, I got an email like before I started school from the athletic communications office at Monmouth. and they were like, "Hey, we saw that you're an athlete and you qualify for work study. Would you want to work for us?" And so I was like, "Yeah, sure." And it basically was you did some office hours and then you also worked like the games, and
Hmm.
it was the best. Like it was so fun. I worked in an office with a bunch of guys, but they were like really good at what they do for like a small university. So, like I wouldn't really work a ton in the spring because I had games.
Yeah, but
So,
then when they announced your games, it was like, "There's our
yeah,
coworker." Yeah.
yeah. Um, so in the fall, I would work like the football games. I did a lot of field hockey, and we would film and do camera,
Mm.
audio things. I was not good at camera stuff at
I
all.
wouldn't be either.
Yeah, it just, yeah, I was not good at it. Like at the basketball games, they would have like somebody with a camera under the net, like getting taken out by players. So,
Yeah.
not me. My job at the basketball games was stats. So I didn't keep stats. No, I sat next to my coworkers or my bosses, I guess, Greg and Jared or Gary, and at every media timeout, they would print the current stats, and I had to run like five to the home bench, go across the court, run them to like the press, and
Mm.
then give them to the away court, and then I sit down.
Yeah. That's a fun,
What a
fun
fun
gig.
job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so working the games was fun. And then the office hours, it was like in the fall, I remember doing a lot of like the football like media packets and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, I would like go through pictures, like anything that was going on the website. Sometimes we would like assign pictures to like certain players on the website. So it was just like busy work, but it was a fun environment, and you got to like be at all the games, which was fun,
Yeah.
and like, engage with all the athletes. So that was
You went
great.
from
And
that to your real job, basically, right?
well, yeah, because I ended up staying. So like I did that for 4 years at Monmouth, and then I ended up staying for graduate school. And they were like, "Well, yeah, we'll pay you as a student employee while you're in grad school too." So I
Hmm.
I did that job for 6 years, and
Fun.
then um yeah, then I got my job as a speech therapist, and that was like my next real job. But I did go back to Monmouth, I think maybe twice to broadcast the
Hmm.
softball games with them. So that was fun
That's
too,
fun. Yeah.
sitting up in the booth and broadcasting.
Yeah. I went from Starbucks to Casey's. I worked at Casey's, which is like a hometown staple. And I think it started my life of I need to work a job that is fast paced and I don't take any of it home with me. I I'm not good at doing work at home. I'm not good at carrying that over. When I'm done at work, I'm like, I'm done. I'm going home and now it's home life.
Yeah.
So I think that started that for me, but I went through I worked at multiple restaurants and one restaurant that I worked in once somebody had called out in the kitchen and they were like, you know how to use a knife?" And I was like, "Sure." And they pulled me back into the kitchen and then that was it. I was like I went from the front of the house to the back of the house where I stayed until
Hmm.
I left, which was I loved it. I ended up working at Little Fish with Chad and Liz and all these people. And I worked at this place called Cafe Estelle with Liz as well. That's where I met Liz, who's one of my best friends. And um, Cafe Estelle, it was such an amazing experience because the chef wanted every single thing made in house.
Wow.
So the bacon was made in house. I mean, there was the sausage. We made scrapple in house. There was not a thing that didn't come as like an animal or flour or whatever. So I did the baking from like 4:30 in the morning till 6. So I made the
Mhm.
muffins, the pizza crust, the baguettes, things like that. But this chef who was so incredible taught me how to do all of it. So I just learned on the job. And then I went and worked with Chad, and that also was everything from scratch. And that was called Little Fish, and we were breaking down fish and making the menu daily. And the people that I worked with, it was just like going to school. It was the best. But they are the best people, and still to this day, we all still sort of chat
Yeah,
with
I
each
mean,
other and
I'm
send each other.
friendly with Chad and
Mhm.
Liz. Like, they became family for us.
Yeah, and then I went to nursing school, but I think being in the service industry was a crucial part of me being successful as a nurse.
So that was going to be my question to you because I feel like a lot of people that work in the service industry to combat the way that people treat you when you are in the service industry, they say like everybody should work in the service industry for at least a little bit of time.
Mhm.
And like I never have. I've never worked in restaurants or anything like that. Do you agree with that statement?
I I don't think it's a bad thing to do. I don't think it's for everyone, for sure.
Yeah.
There are just some people that it's just not for. And I do think I learned how to communicate with people and resolve conflict a little bit, and
Hmm.
but I also learned a lot of just people pleasing, which is also really important in nursing.
Healthcare. Yeah.
Yeah, in healthcare, just to make people feel comfortable and that you're working on it and doing your job. But I don't know, maybe 2 weeks for some people just to get a taste of it. But other than that, no, I don't think it's necessary for everyone.
Can you
It's a tough
imagine
gig.
dad waiting
No,
tables?
no. Megan said she tried it for, I don't know, a week or so, and it just wasn't for her. And I can see there's people in my life who I know it's just not for.
Yeah. I think I would be fine with like communicating with people and like that part of it. I would forget to do the job part or like I would drop a tray every single time.
Yeah, yeah, it takes a ton of multitasking and like managing your time and knowing when food is coming out. I mean, if you're trying to be good at it, some people are just don't care and they're just like doing their thing. But yeah, the talking to people can be a lot, especially if people are unhappy. It's like, man, this is food. All
Yeah.
right, we'll get it out to you. There's like a,
Well,
a big
right.
part of you where you're like, I'm not going to entertain this. But I certainly did not work in the service industry like it is now. There are a lot of everybody's videoing and things like that and food reviews. So I did not work in the food industry when that was going on, and I don't know how people in it now deal with that.
That's true. Like I didn't think about I mean, I am sure at Little Fish you guys had food reviewers coming
For
in
sure, but it
and
was
you
like
knew.
written. It was
Yeah.
it was in papers, you know.
Mhm.
It was like we were always wondering if I forget what his name was, who always came by and did food reviews. But Best of Philadelphia was always the biggest
Uh-huh.
thing while we were working. And Little Fish was always on there and it was great. But Little Fish was so good at their job. It was this tiny little open kitchen restaurant, and they were so good at it because they did things so small,
Mhm.
and it was very specific to each day, and they made sure that everything that they were doing for that day was perfect. It was a long day there though. Like we would go in at 2 and not leave until like 11, 12.
Yeah.
And the first 5 hours is food prep. So, but I loved it. I don't even remember how much money I made. I don't even know if it was a lot. I just loved being there.
Yeah, and you had a good thing going on at that time. Like
Mhm.
you rode your bike into the city a
Oh
lot.
yeah, it was the best. I would ride right down. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and like getting close with Chad and Robin and watching
Yeah.
Thelma. Like it again, it was just like a family
Hmm.
there, which was cool.
Yeah, it was the best. But I think the skills that I learned in the kitchen, I forever am grateful for because I can do a lot of things that I don't think anybody who didn't go to school can do. It's like
Yeah.
the knowledge that they were just so willing to give me on the regular and take the time to teach me. Take like Chad would take a long time and teach me how to break down a fish and how to cook something specifically. And um, but yeah, the serving part, that's the part that's
Like you don't want to do it, but you do it if you have to, kind of.
yeah, yeah. I also think it's different now too. Like I don't think people maybe they make as much. I'm not sure, but it used to be like cash business. Like here's
Yeah,
and
all tips.
Philadelphia is a very cash city. There's ATMs everywhere
Hmm.
in all of the places. That's
Call
just
it
like,
if by its real name, Mac machines.
oh yeah, there's a Mac machine. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta go tap Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So it's a very they only take cash in a ton of places. And I remember I used to have people visit and I used to be like, do you have cash? And they would say, I have my card. And well,
Yeah.
this little place in South Philly is not going to take your card. I'm telling you right now. They might take your casino chips, but they're not going to take your card. Not a chance. You could
Yeah, I don't
probably
know.
swap a Phillies jersey for those cannolis, but
Yeah.
no cards.
I don't know if it's still that way. Like I feel like post COVID, so much of that changed. Like
Yeah.
even the Philly Stadium now, they are no cash.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which I actually love.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I
the
think
little
for some people,
restaurants,
it's hard to
yeah,
plan
Little
for.
Fish was cash only. They just didn't have, there was not the, when I worked there, there wasn't the technology to like on your phone, like Square and things like
Right.
that to do. And they
Yeah,
didn't
we're
have
talking 15 years ago.
yeah, there wasn't a register. There was a zipper bag under the, it's
Yeah.
like nothing like that. Yeah. But it was
Wow.
great.
Okay.
Do you feel
So,
like you could have worked in the service industry or that you would want to?
no, I don't think I missed out. I think that that statement comes from people being like, be respectful of people. Like they are people. And if you
Mm.
had worked in this industry for a day, you would recognize. So, like, I don't think I'm the type of person that needs that. But um, it's like people who go into like department stores or clothing stores or whatever and will just like rip things off the hangers and then throw a pile. And you're like,
Yeah.
yes, yeah, somebody has to take care of that.
I'm always like refolding things and I'm
Uh
like, they
huh.
don't want me to do
I
this.
try my
This
best.
looks horrible. There is no way. I'll just see somebody out of the corner of my eye probably watching me and they're like, I'm gonna have to go
I'm
over and do
sorry.
this.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
One job I don't think that I could ever work is retail.
Yeah,
Although
I don't know.
Megan is great in retail. She likes to organize the store. She's got, she wants to do the window, things like that. So if I ever had a little diner or something, she would be, oh, she would be she could organize all of the food, take inventory, do
Hmm.
the ordering, manage that part, and make it look pretty. And then
Yeah,
I'd do the rest. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I think if someone is telling you like you should have worked in the service industry, then maybe just like take a look at yourself and be like,
Hmm.
okay, I'm being disrespectful to
Hmm.
people who work.
Yeah. I'm also looking at myself right now, and the shadow on my face is so weird, but you see
Uh,
the,
yeah.
yeah, that's all
This
right.
is the
It's
only time
morning
that I
time.
have like bright light in my apartment
I
is
might not
like
have,
in the
I
first
might
thing in the
have to
morning.
switch the side that I do. We have like crystals in the window when this happens, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
shines like little lights all over, which I love, but now it's on my face. So,
Eh,
yeah, so retail, not for me. I would die of boredom.
okay. That's fair.
I need things fast paced. There's just no other way around it. I have a question for you,
Hmm.
not having to do with anything we were talking about, but I was thinking about it the other day. Do you talk to yourself?
All the time.
I do too.
Constantly.
I asked Megan this the other day, and she was like, I mean, like, I don't know. She's like, in my head. Yeah. And I was like, no, I talk out loud.
I caught myself doing this yesterday and I share an office with people and I'm like whispering to myself like things I need to do. And I thought to myself after, I'm like, I'm so annoying right now. But
I
yeah,
don't
and I
do it
would
in front
love,
of other people, but
no, I do.
one thing I do is if I have to have a hard conversation, even if it's like just like a work conversation or a conversation with Miles that's like a hard conversation, I have that conversation out loud in the car by myself
Hmm.
and I say it out loud multiple times to almost not practice it, but
To like normalize it and
to
like
normalize it and get the words out. So people probably look at me in the car and they're like, she's on the phone. Nope, nope. I'm just talking about puberty to myself out loud right now.
yeah, no, I would love to say like, oh, it's because I live alone that like, oh, I just talk to myself while I'm at home. No, it was time well before I lived alone, and I do it constantly. I talk to Rav all day long
Hmm.
too,
Well,
but
that's not
yes, I
talking to
talk to myself.
yourself. He talks
Yeah,
back.
yeah, he talks back. Um,
But
but
I was
yeah,
thinking today, I'm going to go out into the garden and do work, and I'm definitely going to be talking to myself out there
yeah,
out loud.
there are. Have you seen the thing go around on like TikTok and Instagram that's like some people don't have an inner dialogue or inner monologue, I guess, because it's you.
Really?
There's nobody talking back. Yeah,
What do they
like
do?
I I
Is
don't
it
know.
silence?
In your brain? Yeah, like it's I mean, you have thoughts still, but my brain is having a conversation with me all day long.
All day long. I like auditory, there's silence for me a lot. There's, if I'm home alone, but
Hmm.
there's something going on. Like I'm working things out on the regular. We were watching Love on the Spectrum last night, and there's a new cast member who will ask a question, and I love it. So he asked, like, "Do you like horror movies?" And then he was going, "Please say no, please say no, please say no." So his like his just like inner dialogue was coming out on the
Yes.
date because he was so nervous. Um, but it was so sweet because he was just like everything. And then I think it was like candy. Do you like candy? He was like, please say yes, please say yes, please say yes.
I haven't watched this season yet, but I adore that show so
It's
much.
good. Yeah, Miles is really into it, and because we were watching it, and he was like, "What is this?" And I was explaining it to him, and he was like, "This is really cool." And the one thing that he really liked was the dating coach. He was like,
Hmm.
"Everybody should have this."
I think she gives
And I
great
was like,
advice. Yeah.
I agree. I think teenagers going on their first date should have a solid conversation on how to ask questions, how to, because
Yeah.
teenagers are, like, they're self-important, which that's how you are at that time. But,
Right.
you know, just a little lesson in
Like
communicating.
listening and
Hmm.
communicating. Yeah.
Yeah. I love, because I feel like the things that she talks about, I'm like, oh, I could learn from that a little bit.
Yeah, I saw her recently. I didn't go, but on like one of the speech language pathology websites that like they offer professional development,
Hmm.
she did a training on it wasn't dating related, but like autism spectrum disorders and probably like pragmatic skills and things like that.
Hmm.
And
I
just like
think one of the,
respecting that.
yeah, I think one of the things that I love the most, and I think it was last season, was the rejection part of it. Like she was teaching them, if you just want to be friends, it's okay to say that, and
Hmm.
sort of set them up with that dialogue on how to be respectful and kind to somebody, but still say, I think I just want to be friends. And there were multiple cast members who used word for word what she said, and afterwards were just so filled with relief. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is so important. This is even
Right.
just in friendships, just
Oh,
being
the
able to
like
say no.
yeah, and the amount of times that you just that ghosting has become
Hmm.
normal,
Hmm.
that like you go on a date or two and then it's like, I'm just not going to answer their texts.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird.
It's just like how it
It's just
goes
life.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but I love that show so much. And the new characters, or not characters, but cast members are great. And I feel like they're so unfiltered this season and
I
are
love
just
it.
letting it rip, and I love it. Yeah, it's really great. I think that one of the things I love most about that show too is a lot of the parents who came on that show were like, they don't really they didn't have a ton of friends, or they don't have a ton of friends, and the bond that all of them share now, and this, like,
Hmm.
it's so sweet. But I love the parents' love for the show.
Yeah.
And then all the parents have this now community of parents
Yeah,
to
I've seen Tanner and Connor's mom on a
hmm
podcast together. I don't know if it's
yeah.
their podcast or like one of them or what.
hmm yeah.
Um, yeah, and like Midge is always on my TikTok.
hmm yeah.
And
Yeah.
Connor's sister too. I forget what her name is, but
Yeah, I think I don't know if what they expected when they made this show, but I don't know if they expected this just like community that has come together and now they all support each other. It's so nice. I love it.
well, and you had told me to watch it for a long time, and I was very hesitant because I, in my mind, thought that it was going to be like making fun or just like not not realistic or I don't know. I was like I feel like it's disrespectful
hmm
for the autism community, but it is not that way at
It's the
all.
complete opposite. Yeah.
Yeah. Um but just like having, I work with that population and I
hmm
love a lot of people with autism and so I was like, no, I don't think it's for me. And now having watched a couple of seasons of the show, I adore it and
hmm
I think, you have to look at it as like yes, it's called Love on the Spectrum and autism is a spectrum, but like every person on that show is very different. And so I think some people like within the autism community are like, well, it wouldn't be like that for me or for my child or something like
hmm
that. And you're right, it wouldn't because everybody is so
Everybody.
different, but I think that like they've tried to embrace having like a variety of different
hmm
people and yeah,
So
and
they
even
had
the ages, like it's
hmm
not they're not all in their 20s. It also normalizes that like it's okay to need a little bit of coaching
hmm
like and need a little bit of support when like talk about it with your family talk about it um not necessarily in front of a camera but like you're not alone and it's dating's hard for everyone so
hmm Yeah, and it makes me think as a parent, as Miles gets older and starts to date somebody or is interested on going on dates, like these are conversations that I will have with him. You know, this is what's important. This is how you treat. I mean, we try to have conversations now on just how to treat people in general, but and just be like, how was your date? How did it feel?
yeah
How are things going? And I think these are a lot of conversations that don't happen on the regular. Well, I think maybe more now, but
yeah
um, yeah, it just as a parent sort of opens my eyes to you know, be there, support, and teach. And
yeah
if they need to, yeah, have these conversations. But yeah, I loved this season. It was so good.
I gotta watch it
Yeah. All right. You got to go to school.
I gotta get ready for work
Yeah. I
but
like
this was
this.
fun oh Rav
Yeah.
right on cue
Morning time I'm into.
yeah I like the morning recordings
Yeah. I feel like we could get more done throughout the week if we do morning recording.
well it's also different now in the morning because it's actually light outside
Yeah. Yeah.
so
This is nice. I'm
um
spending the day outside because we're having a heat wave in New Jersey.
yep,
Um, gardening.
love it I'm
Yep.
spending the day at work until 6:30 but
No, that's okay too.
it's fine I get
Yeah.
outside when I can go for a walk at lunchtime whatever I can do
Yeah. All right. Well, enjoy your day.
thanks you
Yeah.
too
So
until
until next
next
week,
week
you got it. You go.
whether we are here away or somewhere in between we will meet you under the W
Bye.
bye